Good evening and welcome to the Air Conservation Commission meeting. It is June 22nd, 2017. Why don't we start by confirming our agenda? I see there's a lot of marks on the agenda.
Okay, first off, the revised agenda we sent the other day didn't get posted. It was the unrevised one that got posted.
No kidding.
I discovered this morning. However, the two things we're adding on, I think are fine to add on. One is the discussion of the willows mitigation. It doesn't require any public notice, and it's dealing with an already existing order. And then the other is the open space recreation plan goals.
Actually, goats.
Goals, and the goats too, which would actually pertain to our discussion of the job description. So.
Well, there you go.
Okay, now, in quick order, the public hearing for the DPW, they wrote this afternoon, they asked for it to be continued to the 13th.
Okay.
They have contracted with Oxbow.
Okay.
And the draft of the Blandings Turtle Protection Plan is at the Division of Fish and Wildlife.
Okay.
So that's continued. At a little before 5 tonight, got a, at 5:22 tonight, got an email from Kyle Burchard. You can read it because you like to do that. Anyway.
Please continue the James Brook Riverfront Restoration NOI until 7/13 with the attached update for review and consideration in the meantime. Okay. That was this is James Brook Riverfront.
Right.
Okay, and 7/13 was our regular meeting.
Yeah, 7/12 was the one that you talked about with wetland strategies.
Right, yeah, no, so that's the actual second one on here.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So the first public hearing notice, we're going to continue to 7/13. The second public hearing notice of intent for Air Solar 2, we're going to continue to 7/12.
Right.
And the third one on here, notice of intent for Zero Rosewood, James Brook Riverfront Restoration, we're going to continue to 7/13.
Yes.
Excuse me. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. The next one actually happens?
Yes, and actually, Mr. Croteau had emailed our agent before the last meeting to see if he was on the agenda, and no one ever got back to him, so that's why he did not show that.
Oh.
Then after that, I'd like to add George Gallagher for the willows mitigation.
Okay.
He'll be coming in.
Oh, so someone is coming in for willows?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the following one, the RDA for Old Town Village.
Yeah.
He does not have the information yet that he needs to describe the work.
Okay.
So he called this afternoon
And asked if he can move to 7/13.
Right. So
okay.
We also will have to have a discussion of 7/13 because it's if we wanted, there's a lot for that agenda.
There certainly is.
6 notices of intent and 2.
From
4 notices of intent from Pingree Hill and 2 amendments to the orders of conditions for Pingree Hill, and then 2 additional notices of intent for Mill Corporation. So they're all received on the 11th to 13th. So.
All right. So probably our best thing is, and this is again where we're going to start to run into problems, would be to send them a letter that says that we can't do it all on the same night.
Right. So we should, but it'd be good to do one or the other because they're all grouped. That's why I included them in the thick things so we could take not to do anything with. It's a very brief discussion. How do we want to schedule going forward?
Who came in first?
Let's do this and then we'll. Okay. Thalheimer?
That's the stuff on that Robbins Road with flood. We have a letter from the attorney on that.
Okay.
Consider.
Great. And then Orion Realty Trust?
Yeah, that came in.
Okay.
And then after that, I wanted to add in the discussion of the open space, just a brief review of the open space recreation plan goals, because we're mentioned a lot. It's 5 pages, not to go into in depth, but just introduce it and also see how it affects our following discussion of the job description.
I see. And then 8:30, which is actually, let me translate that for you, 9:30 is job description.
Right.
So I'm just going to cross out where it says 8:30 and put 9:30.
Yeah. As I say, this wasn't the one that I sent in.
Oh, I remember. Although some of these changes happened afterwards anyway, so.
Yeah, but a couple things that I'd added in. not there.
All right, well, to that point, I would accept a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start by opening the notice of intent for DEP file number 100-0401, and at the request of the applicant, continue to our next public hearing on 7/13.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next is, let's reopen our public hearing for DEP file number 100-0403. Per the request of the applicant, let's continue that public hearing to 7/12.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say-
Excuse me, 7:12?
You need to explain that too.
Yes. So during the meeting on site, we learned that the consultant couldn't make a hearing on 7/13. He already had a hearing to go to. So out of desperately kind behavior, I offered that we meet on 7/12 so we could discuss it. Otherwise, they'd end up not meeting until July 27th.
So it's a Wednesday night,
It is.
and then we're meeting again on the Thursday night.
Right. This should not take,
It should
Very
be a
long.
singular focus, though.
it's a singular meeting with a singular focus. If we're not out of here in 45 minutes, I'll be disappointed as you.
Okay. I will try to make it. I don't know if I can make it.
So please put Concom in your calendar for 7 p.m. So there's a motion on the table to continue that public hearing to 7/12. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Excellent. Okay. Next is, let's reopen the public hearing for 100-0404 James Brook Riverfront Restoration at the request of the applicant. Let's continue that public hearing to 7/13. I'd accept a motion to do so.
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Okay. Next, we have a public hearing for an RDA. Mr. Hmm?
Meeting.
All right, excuse me. Public meeting for an RDA for Gerald Croto.
You got a clear room.
I do.
And I have nothing else to do, so I'll just stay.
So,
Here's we don't have a Mr. Croto again.
okay, not here.
All right, let's
It might have been
let's
told-
leave that one open again.
Yeah, I wonder if he was told to come a little later because of preceding ones.
Well, it's usually hard to tell what anyone told anyone anymore.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Are you George Gallagher? No.
So
I don't see who that is.
let's go to the next one. We have in, excuse me, there was a request to move that RDA to 7/13, so we don't have to touch that one. Old Town Village, is this the one that we found all the problems in the parking lot?
Yeah, and that one's moved to 7/13.
And that's what this is?
No, all those, yeah, so I just put it in that packet for the following meeting. I guess Brian had asked him for information from the contractor, like how big the hole will be, deep, all that. So he hasn't gotten that information from the contractor yet. So,
This is for the removal of broken existing fence, install new chain link fence, selective thinning of overgrown vegetation, repair portions of existing fence surrounding basketball and playground areas. And this is on the site where we have all those problems?
right. And Brian had emailed the DPW about,
Just say the CA.
question about point source discharges and that stormwater issue with that site. So, to my knowledge, we haven't received a response yet. However, on the 13th, DPW will be coming in for the cross-country water main, as well as Old Town Village, so that would be an opportune moment to talk about stormwater issues.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Build MS4.
The old MS4, which Mr. Diskin kindly educated us on the meeting.
I was lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. Next on our agenda, COI for Nicholas Stahlheimer.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit disjointed.
It's quite all right, it isn't your job.
We did get a new letter
This is the tiny 5-page thing you wanted to discuss?
to just begin discussion. This is like just, I don't think we need to go into it in detail, but I'd say, look at it in depth so I can give a little bit of feedback to
In the bathroom.
Just thinking of how many alcoholics are like, it's just one sip. It's just one sip, Bill. I'm not finding anything on a Mr. Thalheimer.
It's the
Oh, wait.
22 Robins Road.
Oh, that's why. I was looking and it says Roquefort. Oh, this must be from the Roquefort files.
I bet you'll garner some applause for that one.
There you go, huh? Well, let's see what kind of letter he's gemmed up here. All right.
You maverick, you.
Dear CA, we're done. Dear CA, as you know, this office has been in process of requesting a certificate of compliance for the above order. In connection, I requested opinion letter for Whitman Bingham to verify structure and conformance with existing conditions, order conditions. Brought to my attention, an additional issue was mentioned, that being special condition number 8. Appears this section addresses displacement of floodwater by this project. For your consideration, I offer the following item. My closing file, which is a flood notice, or rather typical document a lender will provide a particular borrower closing. In this matter, you will note this is not in a flood zone. Additionally, in speaking with the engineer author of the aforementioned letter, the original plan submitted with the aforementioned order conditions does not show the 100-year floodplain extending onto our lot. It appears to stop at the edge of lot 46. I noticed from a little research at the Registry of Deeds that all of the adjacent lots to this property have had their similar orders of conditions released based on a letter similar in form to the one that was submitted in connection with this matter. I'm only speculating, but it would seem to reason that the original project very likely had some portions that were in a flood zone or floodplain, which is likely why the CMR language in special section 8 appeared in a number of these orders. But once the property subdivision was completed, some of the project was not in a flood zone, this one, and some other were. In closing, I would respectfully request this letter along with the flood certificate from our closing file suffice as information that will satisfy special item 8 in the above order of conditions.
And this folder was up there on top of the file thing, so.
To hold stuff down?
Yeah. The other thing was I brought down the computer, but I was looking through trying to find electronic versions of old orders and COCs and stuff. And I'm a Mac person, so I brought it down in case anybody wants to. I got the password.
I'm a PC person, so.
I'm just not going to say anything. I would just leave it and we'll see what we need out of it. All right, so here's the culvert, which is interesting.
It should be on.
Okay. So, Mr. Wait a minute. So Nicholas Stahlheimer wasn't the applicant,
He's the attorney.
he's the attorney.
Looks like he's handling this for the new owners or closing out old business for old owners or new owners.
Okay. So according to this, the flood notice to a borrower of special flood hazard and federal disaster assistance. This is dated November 25th, 2014 for this property address. You're hereby notified the subject property described below is not located in an area designated by the Director of Federal Emergency Management Agency as a special flood hazard area. In the event of redetermination of the subject property's location related to special flood hazard area changes, flood insurance may be required. Okay,
We do have two forms for you to see.
excellent. And then it shows the map here. So there's the edge of the vegetated wetlands. And they had mentioned something about a 100-foot floodplain. Is that, or 100-year floodplain rather, is that? I don't see it on here.
It's on there.
It's not, it's a
this is
thin
mine.
line.
Oh, there you go. Firm 100-year flood. Well, there you go. And which lot were we? 46? $46. No. What does that say? Hold on a second.
What's the password,
This says 22, and then he says it appears to stop at the edge of lot 46, which is not actually accurate. It just continues, and he's not identifying it. So the question is 22 this number 45, or is 22 this one over here?
We had that question before, I think, when we had assumed it was lot 45.
Yeah, it must be. Well, the elevation at the back of those houses is 260.
SIA.
And the elevation of the back of this particular house is 264. And in fact, that floodplain runs right along 256. So, based on this map, this drawing, and those elevations, I'm satisfied.
So we're talking about lot 45?
Yeah,
For sure.
that lot 45.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay. So, we're on the same page?
Yeah. I just wonder if you had further thoughts. Well, then in that case, we have two certificates of compliance. One is the complete, oh, they're both complete.
One of them, I think at our last meeting, there had been a conversation with Judy Schmitz, who had suggested there had been some incorrect, invalid things submitted years ago.
Oh, that's
Judy
right, so that's why
Schmitz said-
0073,
Right.
close it,
That was.
and 135 was the house.
Right.
Okay, so at this point, I would accept a motion to issue a complete certificate of compliance for DEP file number 100-0073.
So moved. Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This time, I would accept a motion to issue a complete certificate of compliance for DEP file number 100-135.
So moved. Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
See a quick rummage around there.
You're still here.
Just one more time.
Well,
I forgot
chair.
And then
Okay, so the next step,
the original goes to the attorney, and we keep the others.
is Mr. Gerald Croto here?
Yeah, I'm here in place of him, Mike Loisel.
Okay. That's right, Jerry was your neighbor.
Yep.
You were the guy who's cooking on Thanksgiving.
Was I cooking on Thanksgiving?
That was we said.
I get kicked out all the time.
You know what, why don't we had skipped over, so please come up, we'll go back to that. So let's open the RDA for Mr. Proto's property.
And what was your name again?
Mike Loisel, Loiselle,
Maybe Mike?
And what's your address?
120 Littleton Road.
Mike's the one who just redid the drainage under your driveway, right?
Yeah, yep. Throw a little more riprap down there and keep it clean.
Please have a seat. Oh, is there no chair? Sorry, that was rude. All right, do we have, did we get this earlier?
Jerry had emailed over the RDA and a couple pictures of, there's a couple maps, just Google Maps.
So I remember we attended a site walk to talk about this, right?
Yes, kind of get some ideas on what would be acceptable.
Right. And so, project description, increase the turnaround of the driveway, remove and relocate stone piles from within the 100-foot buffer, utilize some of the same stones below the existing driveway on the slope, so that was the riprap on the sides.
Yep.
Additionally, install a retaining wall consisting of dry stacked boulders to bound the turnaround area. Work will primarily occur 80 feet or further from the replicated wetland. Work less than 80 feet away will be limited to the installation of stone.
Yeah.
Do we have a picture?
Should be a couple pictures attached. It should be like a aerial.
Finally. I don't know anything.
I don't know either.
There definitely were pictures attached when it was emailed over. The aerial, there was an aerial, a couple aerials, and I had done some dimension stuff.
Are you going through next week's? I don't think it's in there.
Maybe in the 22nd, the 6th, the next meeting, because he had originally scheduled it for the 6th because he's out of town, and I said I'd sit in place to try to get this, keep it moving. Do you have access to the internet?
I think I do.
Because we can look up, you can look at Google Maps or something. We can pull an aerial up if you have it. I can point on it. I mean, what we're trying to do is just basically just make some aesthetic improvements to the lawn and then to the area and on the slope, and then give them a little extra turnaround via building a dry stacked large boulder wall that we fill behind.
Right.
Something, nothing, it's not intended to be a crazy large project. It's not intended to be invasive to any of the existing wetlands. And we've decided to keep the wall far enough back where a part of the wall will be out of the buffer, but we're 80 feet is as far away as we can make it to still give them a little bit of a widened out driveway.
So when we walked this the last time, we had some real concern because of where the work was.
We had originally approached you with, hey, we want to start the wall right at the edge of the wetland and like build this giant, big, long retaining wall to kind of push the whole side of the driveway out to give them some recreational area for a picnic table and things like that. And that's where you guys wanted something a bit more with a site plan and something a bit more than what we really intend on doing. So we kind of then went back to the drawing board, thought about it, and there is an issue with the water coming off the driveway, kind of washing out that slope. He had put some dirt on there and it hasn't vegetated, and it didn't vegetate before. That's why he put dirt on it. So the goal of the project is to take the edge of the driveway now that's kind of just sloughing into the wetlands, and to either, we're going to do riprap because he's got piles of riprap on site, but if that's not a good solution, then we could put some loam down with some hydro seed or some hand seed and then a erosion mat. Either one works for us. It's more what you guys will let us do under an RDA, because an NOI seems a bit more out of our level of area of expertise.
So
I'm comfortable with the riprap. I mean, you're basically gonna practically have to hand place it in order to do it. 'cause
Yeah.
I've seen that slope.
I'm gonna put some fabric down.
Mhm.
We'll move some dirt to level it out a little bit, and then we'll put some dirt down, and we'll go around the culvert, and, you know, we'll stay out of the wetlands. And there's already silt fence at the wetlands, and they are delineated, so we'll pack it down, and we'll put riprap and stuff. And that's,
I think your biggest problem is when I look at that side of the driveway, it says pitch like this, which is part of the reason it's probably not vegetating. You almost need to move the driveway that way, away from the main road, in order to get a slope that you can do work on.
then you're back in the other wetland.
That's why there never should have been a driveway there in the first place.
Yeah. So I figure what we could do there is we could dig a little bit of the dirt that he put there out. We'll just dig the dirt out, put the fabric down, and then we'll put a layer of smaller, like 3/4 stone, just a couple inches to let the water flow, and then we'll put the riprap in. Like you said, it'll have to be hand packed because the stuff he has out there it'll be
It's
more
too
like
big
an
for riprap.
armament that we'd be doing. Yeah.
It's bigger.
Yeah, so it'll be a little bit of work, but it's not, we don't intend to go out there and dump 3 feet thick of riprap and like just cause this giant mess. It'll be something aesthetic.
So as I pull in from the driveway, is the turnaround supposed to come toward the highway?
No, towards 120, it's gonna go, yeah, if you come in, the house is kinda here,
Mm-hmm.
the driveway is like that. The goal, if this is the wetland, this is the way the driveway is now, like that, right? The goal is to kind of bump this out a little bit to give him a little more area to pull in and try to turn around there, trying to keep us as far away from this as we can. So we measured it with a tape measure, and we figured the start of the wall there is about 80 feet right here away from the wetland, and that's all vegetated grass that'll trap any of the sediments or anything that gets away before it ever gets there. And if it does get there, it's got the silt fence all around it. So yeah, we're gonna, by the time the wall comes around here to the end and dies back into that slope, you're well outside of the 100 foot. So really, and it's most likely gonna be a 4 to 5 foot tall, dry stacked wall that we'll put a bunch of large stones to stack it, and then we'll put smaller stones behind, and then we'll fill it with something that's, we're not gonna do a clay. We'll probably, if there's a lot of holes in the face of the wall, then we'll put a fabric behind it before we fill it, and we'll pack it with the smaller stone and stuff. So the intent isn't to really, like, originally when we came to, it was we were gonna do this, kinda come around and do that, and we were gonna build it 2 4-foot tiers, and it was gonna be, we were thinking making it easier than it really is. We're thinking of it as an easier project.
So I appreciate that you've submitted stuff. None of us got any photos or any pictures or anything.
Yeah, they were in the email, because I looked at the
Well,
email.
I'm sure if they were in an email, they should have been printed out. But the best way for us to do this is, the last time we did it, we had the hose out in the front yard.
Yep.
And if we could do that on Saturday morning, so I'm limited in time Saturday morning, I could meet at like 7:30, because otherwise I can't get my youngest to driver's ed.
Okay.
It's terrifying. Could you meet at 7:30 with the hose spread out in the yard, and we can talk about it? And then what we'd be looking for is take whatever those pictures were that you did,
Yeah.
and we'll mark those up based upon our walk that day, and then we'll print them out. We'll be able to have them to hold in here and say this is what it's going to look like. That way we can put them in the file with the application. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's what I did, is I took a picture, and then I highlighted where the wall would be, and I highlighted where the riprap would be, so you kind of could get a visual of it. I'm surprised it's not here.
So that would be the best way. I don't know if anyone else wants to join me, but that's the only time that works. Don't jump at once. So,
I could do that.
I mean, the intent of the project isn't to manipulate the area so much that it's a concern. We just want to do something aesthetic and give them a little bit of better access around, instead of having everybody back out of the driveway into that road.
no, I understand. So let's please lay it out for 7:30 on Saturday morning, and anybody who can make it makes it. Otherwise, you and I will figure it out.
Okay.
So, all right, I would accept a motion. Actually, let's go ahead. Accept a motion to continue this public meeting to our July 13th
update.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Michael. See you on Saturday morning.
Yes, thank you very much. Get this here.
All right.
So next would be the willows.
It certainly is.
Good evening. George Gallagher, Willow Road Development.
How are you tonight, George?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. All right. This mitigation update, is there, this is dated June 20th, this is the latest copy?
Yep, yeah, I think DeShang went out there beginning of, we're first week in June.
All right, please tell us about the projects.
Okay, so we have two mitigation areas that we were actually hoping to plant this spring. With all the rain and everything, a lot of our landscaping projects got away from us. But we had DeShang go out and take a look at the two different areas. So there's one over by, as you're coming up the construction access road right before the first building on your right-hand side. That's where we were going to move one of the buildings. And then the second one is behind, near the pond, behind, I think it's 46 Longview Circle. And so those are the two mitigation areas.
Longview Circle, if I remember from our meetings, was that the area, if I come in the access road, instead of turning left to go into the main part of the development, I go to the end, there's a circle there?
Correct.
It's behind that?
It's behind those buildings and kind of as it goes up a little bit towards the corner.
Right.
So that's the bigger area. So that.
I'm sorry, just, do you guys remember where we're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay,
I remember.
sorry.
Right. And so actually, when we were looking to move the buildings, we did a site walk out there back because we were going to expand it around the pond.
Right.
So this planting is for the original area from the original order conditions. So DeShang went out and did an inspection, and especially of Area 1, the area that the DEP said wasn't degraded, and the area within the 100-foot river frontage is pretty well established with wetland species plants. And so he's saying it'd be overkill to plant more additional plants in those areas.
Okay.
And then
The 100-foot area.
in the 100-foot area, yes. So then, if you look at the table on page 2 of his report, he shows you in table 1 the areas or the plants he found in area. Well, he says there's no. He doesn't recommend we do any planting in the 100-foot river riparian zone in area 1. So then he shows the area he's anticipating that we do the plantings in is 108 square feet. These are the plants that they found in there in table 1, and table 2 is his revised mitigation area planting specifications. And the area, I think in parentheses, is the original amount that were intended for each of those two areas. So we had, as I say, we had planned on planting these in the spring. DeShang says if we, obviously right now probably isn't the best time to plant them. But if the commission, insisted that we plant them now, we would do that. If we were to choose, I think, a time that would be better to plant them, and we were thinking late August to somewhere between late August and mid-September.
So I know one of the concerns was, when will you folks be done on the site?
So we'll be done, we'll probably be done sometime in the next, by the time we sell something, probably in the next year or so, by the time we sell everything.
Okay, so you're not going to be gone in the fall?
No, we're not going to be gone in the fall.
You'll still be doing construction on that?
We're actually just putting in a foundation for another triplex. So we have like the footing in.
So it's June, you'll be done with that late July, early August?
The foundation?
No, the house.
Oh, God, no, that's like a 6-month build, that
Really?
triplex, yeah.
Okay. So, this is great. So, I guess I just want to understand, found good growth of trees in area 1 and shrubs, not recommended for further planting. on his chart, there's not a whole lot of shrubs or things listed there.
Yeah, I think, I think it would have been better if he had listed all the shrubs
Right.
that were in the area that he's recommending that where we don't plant in. Looking at this now, I think that should have been included.
All right, in area 2, he found 20 native trees and shrubs, multiflora roses, Russian olives to be removed. Stop mowing in the proposed mitigation area. Was that your landscaper doing the mowing?
Yeah, see, the problem you've got is those mitigation areas are really kind of almost right up to the back of the porches of those units.
Yes, they are.
And I know that I actually had a meeting with the homeowners last week, and then had a conference call with Duncan this past week, and those people are concerned. But, when they bought, they knew that was what the plan was. So I think Deshang is just recommending leaving a 5 or 6 foot area around the buildings so that, you can maintain them, and if you had to repair the porch or something like that, and just pulling that mitigation area back and spreading it out a little bit.
I don't know if I saw that in here.
Yeah, I think it says something about,
Except for a 5-foot strip behind building 46. So there's building 46 and 48. Is there no need for a strip behind 48?
I think it probably already has enough area. I think this one on 46, it literally goes right up to their porch.
Okay. So the intention is to return to do the plantings that were required, and as you say, in parentheses are the numbers that were specified in the original plans.
Yes.
Okay. And I think the only concern I have is Area 1. So, as you know, we've been to Area 1 many times over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And I guess I'm not sure what has grown in the 100-foot buffer, or the 100-foot riparian zone. All right, I think I may take a swing by. I have 2 problems with that Area 1. The first is, I guess I'd like to see what's grown up. Maybe it's different than it was last year.
Okay.
And then the second thing is, I know that it's basically been turned into a parking lot.
Yeah, they park right along there.
So, if that falls within the area of mitigation, then it needs to stop,
Yep,
just like this other stuff does.
right.
So, I know the people next door were very interested to protect that area, so
We should protect it.
it has to be.
Yeah, and I think if you look at I didn't have a plan that Deshang had, but I think that mitigation area is pretty well defined. That whole kind of area right up to the road is defined.
Okay.
Are there rocks in there, or to
Yes.
prevent parking?
No, there's rocks there to allow parking.
Yeah, there's
stone there.
Oh, to
Yeah, they
allow parking.
put some like gravel down there.
What
Okay.
about a few bigger rocks?
Boulders.
So I think what probably needs to happen is if that area is in part of what was to be a mitigation area, stone's gotta go.
Yep.
And you should probably put boulders there so that it doesn't turn into a parking area again. I'm sure you've got a bunch of boulders on site you'd like to get rid of.
Probably.
Okay, I'm fine with this. I think what we were really trying to push for is we just wanted to make sure that there was a plan, especially since the spring came and went, and that was the idea. Does anybody have any questions, Jess?
No, but you're gonna stop by Saturday morning?
I probably will on the way out of here or on the way back from Westford. Ms. Tillotson?
Just one question, the strip of land, so in Area 2, that strip of land between the pond and the swale, that's mowed, that stay there?
No, I think we're gonna have it stopped. We're gonna stop mowing it.
Okay. What about keeping like a small strip so people can get in there and pull invasives as they grow up? over time?
You mean like just,
We make a path that invasives can grow in?
If you keep mowing it, nothing will grow.
So I guess the only concern is that then you're basically inviting that area to be mowed again. I guess my fear is that at some point somebody forgets what was supposed to be mowed and what wasn't supposed to be mowed, and you come back and it looks like that again.
Unless there's a maintenance person who, I don't know, I mean, it just seems reasonable that if you're trying to remove invasives, that you want to maintain the removal of invasives, that you can do that on a yearly basis, right? With some little,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Question would be who would be responsible for
Right.
that? We'd have to meet with the homeowners association, I think, on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm willing to let it grow back up,
Yeah.
if for no other reason than if you were to look at an overhead of this, once that area fills in,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of going back there anyway,
Mm.
so. Okay.
Okay. Well, all right.
So, George, thank you for coming in and for presenting. So, what I think we would love to do is to hear from you in August, end of August, when you're getting ready to do the plantings, so that we can come out and take a look at them after they're done.
yeah, because DeShang is actually recommending that we stake the areas now,
Yep.
and then obviously stop the mowing outside of those, or inside of those staked areas.
That would be good.
And then we can all go and take a look at the areas before we actually start the plantings.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect. So I'm going to put in my calendar.
Do you want to inspect it before the plantings go in, or?
Well, that's the idea, is to have the stakes in there and we can walk back there and it'll grow up because it won't be getting mowed. So, what's later, the 4th? So we would meet in August. We meet on the 10th and the 24th. So we could meet on, you know what might work is if we met on, no, I can't do the 19th. So my guess is that we don't want to do it the holiday weekend. We could do it the 26th in the morning. We put something in here as a placeholder.
Okay.
And so I'm going to put in here for 9 o'clock, inspect willows for plantings. For 9 o'clock on August 26th.
And then, would we want to schedule a meeting in September?
Well, what I'm hoping is that, so we have a hearing, we have a meeting on the night of the 24th. So the idea would be that on the night of the 24th, we would confirm that visit,
Okay.
and then go from there. So,
Do you want me to plan to come to the meeting on the 24th?
probably the best thing would be to just make sure that you reach out by email on the 24th that, if the 26th is going to work.
Okay.
Hopefully the weather's in our favor and such. I can't imagine you're going to want to plant much before the end of August.
Right.
Not if you want to live anyway. Okay. Anybody have anything else for George?
No.
Thank you very much for coming in tonight, sir.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you on or about the 26th.
All right, great, thank you. See you then.
All right. We have a request for certificate of compliance for Orion. You said was there another letter? Is it maybe from Matlock?
We have the request, but looking at that, we don't have the form.
Remember this guy, Scott Hayes? He was on this project way back when it happened. Remember that? Do you remember it?
No.
Okay, it says, on behalf of our client, Orion Realty Trust, we respectfully request the issuance of a certificate of compliance for Lot 3, Orion Park Drive. Our office conducted an as-built inspection of the site on May 18th. The only work completed under this order was the erection of a wire fence between the developed area of Orion Park and the adjacent conservation restricted area to the west. No other work other than the erection of this fence was completed under this order, and this order has since expired. All right. I don't remember it well enough. Remember it?
I remember walking back there, and I don't remember much about the project.
I remember it too. I remember the cows were back there,
Yeah.
and it was about. I remember it was more about the. It was more about the conservation restriction.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember a fence.
Didn't you find a piece of antler on that wall?
I think we did. I think we found
It was my first sidewalk.
a shed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's right. It was your first sidewalk. Wasn't that special? Okay. I don't remember. I remember there was nothing about the property. There was nothing about the driveway. There was nothing about the building. So, I mean, there's none of those things were part of the project. So, I'm fine with this, unless anybody has an issue. Or
Where's the restriction? It's in the back?
It's in the back, and so if you're standing behind the building, it followed a fence line down and along behind, and then went back in farther than that.
Huh.
I couldn't give you specifics on how big it was. I just remember we accepted it. It was effectively it was a tax shelter for them, and they were happy to put it in restriction.
Yeah. Okay.
So their checkoff on here for a request for a certificate is following portions of the work regulated have been satisfactorily completed, and it was the fence. All right, so do we have a signature page?
Apparently not.
Okay.
So we can just, we could vote and then just hold it to actually sign.
To sign it next time, so we don't have to consider it again?
Right.
That's good thinking. I would accept a motion to issue a complete certificate of compliance for DEP file number 100-0292.
So moved. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so I'm going to put here signed with an asterisk. Okay. We have actually touched on everything on the agenda, coming up to 8 o'clock, and so we have our hour-and-a-half dissertation on OSRP goals.
My intent on that was a brief purview to see how often conservation is mentioned and to what extent you want to take that into consideration as we
Move
look at our
forward. Wish I had a
next
highlighter.
And magnify what?
Okay. So, since I'm assuming there's no other way to do this, we are just sprinkled through this whole thing.
Yes,
Whose idea was this?
somebody's wife.
What's it,
No.
baby?
Actually, if you looked at the old,
Nothing to do with this. It's all right.
if you also looked at the old open
If you married her,
space,
then you do.
I say that
Go
too.
ahead.
if you looked at the old open space recreation plan as well, it was filled with conservation commission references. And,
Maybe we ignored that one too. I don't know.
right, but we are in a different position now with a potentially full-time person. Okay.
Let's start with 1.11.
And actually, I would just give gut reactions and keep it really
Should we just do N's and Y's?
Basic, keep it there.
Enforce an
Keep it,
ongoing and appropriate Zone 1 protection plan for well areas. Isn't that required by law?
Yeah, in the zone one.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm not,
so basically, I don't know what the ask is there.
is it more on planning board?
it seems like we wouldn't be the enforcement on that, would we? I don't know, or would DPW, because it's,
Well, by definition, it would come to us.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Um,
So,
no,
so by definition, this does come to us.
well,
It has to.
by definition also, there has to be some kind of protection plan written out
Well,
that
the plan
have
is
to
that
be
it's a
enforced.
state plan.
I know,
The
but
state plan says that if you were to come to us with an application to do work in that Zone 1, you have to tell us you're in the Zone 1.
so what happens if you have already built something in zone 1 and
Well, there's probably lots of stuff over there right now.
and someone is, dumping or
Well, those fall under standard enforcements.
right.
The only thing that you could probably do is you could take the well areas at Grove Pond and you could create the Zone 1 protection plan, which would be make a line around it and say these houses are within the Zone 1 protection plan, and then you could create a process or stipulate to things that you wanted to do or not do in that area.
Mhm.
And you could potentially send a mailing out to all those residents and say, congratulations, you live within the Zone 1 of your water. Here's what it means. Please be extremely careful about dumping or these other things on your property,
Right,
because it could affect your water and everyone else's.
right. And I think that would be more jurisdictional for DPW, not
I
us.
think it would be the
Right.
planning board. Well,
And planning
if you're
board.
creating a zone,
Right.
then it's planning board.
Well, I think you're more identifying the zone that already exists, because Zone 1
Well, but if
is a
you're,
zone.
right, if you're creating regulations,
Well, I'm not-
zoning regulations, I guess.
Sure. What I'm saying is that you're not actually creating regulations. There already are regulations. You're not creating a zone. There is a zone. All I'm suggesting is you draw the line and then you send a nice letter to all those people to remind them that they live within that zone. Because other than that, I don't know what else you can do.
I don't know how detailed the zone one
Mm.
guidance is from DEP. I think it recommends that you have a permanently protect all the land within your zone one
Right?
by, acquiring it or putting CRs on it, or you implement a plan or zoning regulations to do that.
Okay.
I don't think,
So probably the best thing for us to do is to reach back to the DPW and find out through Mark and Dan
yeah.
what the Zone 1 areas
Yeah,
are.
as the water supplier, they will know
Right.
what the state requires.
so,
And-
They would absolutely know. what
Yeah,
the
they have to, and then,
so
yeah, I would,
we could make a list of questions for the DPW who will be at our next meeting. But also when we move on to the next phase of the job description, there's a memo from Mark Wetzel about,
Leaving them alone? Sorry.
stormwater, having our agent participate in stormwater monitoring, which Robert has supported, it came in today. And so we could, as we're going forward, we could ask for DPW, get their input next week. So,
Well, I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. I know the ones that are by Spec Pond are
Yeah.
completely off in the woods, if you will. And so we have wells at what? Spec Pond, Grove Pond. Do we have other wells? I don't think so.
McPherson?
No, that's where
Yeah, the Devons?
the one that's way down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the end of McPherson, that's Devon's.
Okay.
And you've got the water treatment in the back behind it,
Right.
off Bishop.
okay, so basically it's okay that we stay down on this one. As one of the participants in the process.
yeah, I mean, technically, we would only be responsible if it's otherwise within our jurisdiction.
Right. I think the real question
Mhm.
would be monitoring more than anything. I'm going to put monitoring. All right, the next one, 1.12. Prioritizing the financially prepared to purchase and permanently protect or implement conservation restrictions for parcels within the Zone 2. I would say that I would leave that to DPW. I don't mind being in the discussion, but I don't think that's something we can take on. Make sense?
Mhm. So we'd ask to have ourselves removed from that one. Okay.
Create and adopt a water supply protection overlay bylaw for Zone 2. Again, I think that's a discussion thing.
That would be planning board.
Yeah. That would be planning board and DPW. Oh, we skip all the way down.
1.21.
And these are all us. Protect wetlands, waterways, and floodplains. Create and adopt a local wetlands protection bylaw. Sure. Create and adopt earth removal, land clearing, and grading bylaw. Over 10,000 square feet, be reviewed by planning board. Okay. I don't know that we would take place in that unless those things were jurisdictional and they'd come to us anyway, right? Discuss. Next one, create and adopt a floodplain protection bylaw to protect waterways, people, property, soils, and reevaluate already developed areas in the flood zone. So, there are already rules protecting the floodplain. Do towns have floodplain protection bylaws? Does Groton have one?
Not to my knowledge.
I've never even heard of a floodplain protection bylaw. Floodplain. Proposed Hatfield. Proposed, hold on. There's 102 pages, hold on. So this is the Town of Hatfield zoning bylaw, adopted in 2003, amended 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, and 15.
So we could leave that one
There
for.
should be some shame.
Hatfield's off floodplain.
I was going to say, I don't think there's anything in, and so that makes a lot of sense. Floodplain overlay district. So they've established a floodplain overlay district.
We have one in here. We have one in here right now. We have an aquifer protected district and a floodplain overlay district.
But this doesn't say anything about a bylaw. I guess I'm not certain about what the efficacy of a bylaw for floodplain would be when there are already state laws about floodplain. Okay, I would say discuss.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's an area here in light type, ensure the integrity of the dams and explore the possibility of dam removal where feasible.
Yeah, I think that's just a note to consider.
Well, interestingly, that's one of the things that I think we've actually talked about,
Yeah.
and I would be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would put a check next to that and put Concom.
Would that also be, you'd also have to include DPW on that.
Mhm.
Of course,
Mhm.
but at the beginning, wouldn't it be nice if someone went around and established where the dams were in town
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
and tied those back into the state inspections of those dams?
Yeah.
Isn't there a committee that's pursuing that?
Pond and dam.
Dam.
Are you still on that one?
Got it for that a long time.
So I'm gonna put Concom / dam pond.
Yeah.
Okay. Superficial water quality, commission a study to assess relationships between superficial and underground water resources and potential permeability of clay layer. That's really specific. Where is that?
Have we had many issues?
Is this with regard to the Do they capped landfill?
I have no idea on that one.
I don't know where else you'd be worried about the permeability of a clay layer except if it was one you put there.
Yeah, okay, so that one I can ask more.
And I'm also going to say discuss,
Yeah.
not something we get involved in. Monitor water quality in ponds, brooks, and ponds. We already do that. Excuse me. Limit the use of road salts and sands. Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute, do we monitor water quality as a commission?
Isn't that what Mark has started doing?
Well, that's DPW.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating that we're going to be able to share in some of those results this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I would say that while we aren't actually drawing samples,
Right,
we are
right.
certainly pumped and
Share
jacked
the
to find out later.
info, yes.
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 Revised town stormwater bylaw. I thought we weren't doing that. Didn't the town agree to go into jeopardy with the federal code? Or is that state?
We can ask about that. So,
Wasn't that the whole plan? Ignore the state referendum to
Right.
do that? Isn't that what we agreed by not hiring a stormwater person and not doing that work?
well, again, we'll look at Mr. Wetzel's memo that will come later, and he addresses stormwater stuff there. Coming attraction.
Hmm.
So discuss.
Identify and secure funding for implementing recommendations in the biological survey assessment and management recommendations for air ponds.
Yeah, we already have been doing
Done
a
that.
little
I was
of
just
that.
going to say,
Yeah, so that's okay.
it's just fine. Next one down is create management plans for the lakes and ponds using information in the biological survey. Isn't that what they did for us?
Yeah, I don't see why planning board's on that,
You're right, cross them off.
but the pond and dam is the committee should be on that. Okay.
All right. Next, 2.11, adopt mandatory open space conservation zoning bylaw in ACECs and in documented rare or endangered species areas and incentivize option for all developments. Adopt mandatory open space conservation zoning bylaw in ACECs. So is that a facet of a conservation bylaw or a facet of a zoning bylaw?
It's a zoning.
Yeah, because that's what this is saying, right? Open space / conservation zoning bylaw.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm fine on being in the discussion.
Yeah.
Enable utilization of the updated natural resources, open space and trail maps for planning board, Concom, OSRC, PC, and public education programs, meetings, and planning decisions. I don't know what that means. Is that enable
Yeah.
utilization like pass the data to people? I don't know what that means. I'm going to give that a question mark. 2.13, contact owners of lands, including Chapter 61 tracts located in ACECs and rare or endangered wildlife habitats, share information about best management practices, and provide resources for land conservation, conservation restrictions, and/or easements. I think that's a great idea.
Well, that seems like these would be under 2.11. So 2.12 and 2.13 would all be under 2.11. So,
Well, 2.13 would really be, for instance, we would go out, because remember there was a process of identifying those tracks? Okay. So at that point, there are multiple best management guides you can actually get from DCR.
Yep,
I have a really cool one for
Yep.
forests
yep,
that you could share with those folks and say, you know, we understand you
Yep.
own this property and you're managing it. We just wanted to let you know, you know, a lot of people haven't had a chance to get out and get this information. Here's some information that's available from the state. Put a nice packet together. All right. 2.14, evaluate town-owned properties to determine conservation and recreation value and permanently protect key parcels, including property in between school and Pine Meadow Pond, Groton Harvard Road. So between the school, so you got the school on the hill, and you got that, we got that area on the hill. Owners of lands, that's all owned by the town, isn't it?
Well, it's evaluate town-owned properties. Not all of it's protected. I would actually, yeah, so I think we were okay leaving ourselves on that for
Discussion.
discussion.
The next one's grayed out. Identify monitoring needs for wildlife habitats, especially those of rare species. I don't know. And I'm not even sure what that would look like or what that would require. Are you? From a staffing perspective? This is walk around town and see stuff.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm glad it's gray.
great.
Adopt bylaw that limits development on prime farmland and forest land to only working farm or working forest-based development. That's planning board, that's not us at all. Permanently protect core habitat, prime farm and forest, and ACEC lands the town already owns. Okay, so is that part of what that discussion was the other day about how we should do conservation restrictions on the town properties?
Yeah, there's the interest, I think, the Tooker property is not
Right.
under official conservation restrictions, so it doesn't appear on state maps
Right.
as
But it-
open space.
And so that was one of those questions where,
Right.
but does it need to if we own it and we're not going to do anything on it?
Yeah, and I think the issue there was some, it affects how we look on, I think, grant applications or something. I'll check into that further.
Okay. So in other words, we may do CRs to improve our amount of space that's protected?
Yeah, so I'll find out.
Wouldn't we look better to have less space that's protected and that's why we need it so desperately?
Okay.
Who's selling the stuff? Okay, so this is a what?
I think, was there any CPC money used to protect, to buy the Tooker?
ACC.
CPC.
CPC money?
CPC?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
all Tooker.
So I think that's why
Yeah.
the CR is a requirement for using this, because the CPC includes the state match.
This had something to do with something that came up with the master plan committee, which I don't know any
I
details
believe
on.
you, but I don't remember that.
I think if you're using state money
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
protect land, you're supposed to protect the land, but also put a C, if you're buying it,
Sure,
buy it,
sure,
but then
sure.
also put a CR on it.
Right, right.
It wasn't a warrant article, just never did it.
Was it?
Yeah.
You remembered it all this time? You bring it up 8 years later?
What, was it 8 years ago?
Yes. I can promise you it was 8 years ago because it was 2009. It was the summer of 2009.
Janet Provodica's email on this was that apparently this has become a concern for the master plan project. I don't know any more details than that. We'll ask.
Okay, so the only question is, if we're going to do a CR, I'm assuming we need town council.
And we need to identify the holder of the CR.
Yeah.
That seems easy.
Yeah.
Can't we hold it?
No, you can't hold a CR on land that you own.
No, but the, Ms. Sudemeyer identified that I think there's a Groton Conservation Trust she's talked to is willing to hold that CR
So
as one possible.
couldn't the town form an Ayer Conservation Trust?
No, it would have to be a third party, a private entity or some other public agency not affiliated with the town.
Oh.
So,
Like
Maybe this is
like
why we
Mass
didn't do it
Auto?
back then, because it was complicated.
yeah, so it could be DCR, could hold CR, Mass Audubon could hold a CR.
Yeah, Mass Auto.
I wonder if we get any
Fishing
benefit
game-
by having
Department of
DCR
Fishing
hold
Game could
it.
hold a CR, but they would only hold a CR if it met certain wildlife and or kind of,
So,
hunting.
well, so we did. Remember, we made the rules for that, to allow that.
Yeah.
So, who holds the CR for Pine Meadow Pond? Don't we hold the CR for Pine Meadow Pond? And the town owns the property?
No, I don't think there's a CR on Pine Meadow Pond.
There is, because it was one of the first things that came up, was that land was in a conservation restriction. That's what I thought. Do you remember that?
No.
So,
So we'll look into this further.
okay. So we may have one very big parcel to put in a CR.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's just the Tucker property that we're talking about, right?
Well, but remember, the Tucker property is contiguous to the other 122 acres.
Right, but CPC money wasn't used for,
No, the
Right.
first one was taken by eminent domain.
which is different. So the requirement to have a CR on it doesn't exist.
No, I understand, but I still in the back of my head think that there's a CR there.
Okay.
Be happy to be wrong. Okay, 2.18. I told you this was going to happen. 2.18. Prioritize land acquisition or conservation conservation agricultural restrictions to permanently protect key habitat. Work with Ayer, Gun, and Sportsman Club. All right, this is just like the other one. Okay. I'm going to cross this one out because it's just like the other one. Okay. 2.21 says periodically assess uses of conservation recreation properties. Revise if detrimental uses are found. So that's just making sure people aren't dumping on the
Yeah.
properties.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm not even sure how you do that or who does that.
Isn't it what Steve Smith is doing it out of Route?
Right. But
Well,
because
let's say for argument's sake, when Tucker property and Pine Meadow, motorbikes start going through there. Who controls?
They do go through there.
Well, I know, but who?
well, no, they can't. So
So who? Is it us that go there and say,
bring up an interesting
hey,
question,
guys?
well, at this point, the land is owned by the town of Ayer,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
No matter what, the land is owned by the town of Ayer, whether there's a CR or not. The land
Yeah.
is owned by the town of Ayer.
yeah.
So I would assume that the town of Ayer Police Department would be responsible for
Right,
that.
right, that's what I would assume too.
Or as George likes to say, APD.
But we could stay on in terms of if we were periodically monitoring, that would be alerting the police, like we did with
Mm-hmm.
the lean-to on the
Oh, yeah,
the squatters
Right.
lean-to.
squatters, yeah. Before,
So-
becomes a
Yeah.
squatters.
Well,
Yeah.
again, this would be a wonderful use of conservation administrator's time to once a month
Yeah.
check the property.
Yeah.
We don't have properties that are so big it's not
I
possible.
don't see why planning board's on there, but,
No, let's scratch that off.
yeah.
Okay, 2.22, your printer's a little messed up. Conduct routine inventory of invasive and noxious plants in town water bodies and priority habitat areas of concern.
Yeah, it's the town's printer.
All right,
I would add DPW and Pond and Dam.
agree. Okay. Form a strategic framework to deal with invasive plants. For aquatic invasives, refer to the biological survey assessment.
Sounds familiar.
It does.
I think, are we currently doing that?
So we can stay on.
Check. Objective 2.3, improve connectivity for natural habitats and open space. Protect and help manage land surrounding the Nashua River, especially at the northern corridor connection to Groton State Forest and extension of the Oxbow Wildlife Refuge. If appropriate for wildlife, add a trail network. Who owns that land?
Appropriate for wild. I don't get it.
In other words, if it's okay for the wildlife, go ahead and add it. But if it wasn't, don't. So you wouldn't add a trail through piping plover's nesting grounds.
I get it.
At least I'm assuming that's what it is.
I think the wildlife can create their own trails.
So who owns this? Yeah, right. Deer here.
Okay, so discuss further.
Yeah, I that one seems like it seems a little more far off to me.
Yeah.
Some research was required 2.32, seek opportunities for connecting conservation land to the rivers, streams, National River Rail Trail, and utility corridors. All right, so didn't we have this discussion? Wasn't that part of what we were talking about from taking the land from Mr. Slarsky?
Yeah, which later this summer we should consider again, because that would have to go before a town meeting vote to accept it. But
All right.
we don't have to do that one now.
I'm fine on being on the discuss on this, but I don't know that we have a lot of opportunities.
Right.
3.1, establish a trail system connecting central and eastern residential areas of Ayer to the Audubon property located north of Long Pond in Groton.
Yeah, that I don't see why that planning board might be for, but it's too bad there isn't that Greenway committee anymore.
And I'm not even sure, so again, where are you establishing the trail system? Is it on land we own?
Yeah.
Some of these feel very much like they're wonderful goals, but I'm not sure that they're achievable if we don't own the land and don't have the money to buy it and don't know if the people want to sell it.
Okay.
Details. 3.12, explore the possibility of developing an easily accessible trail network connecting the downtown to the National River in conjunction with Devens and the Oxbow. So I'm not sure what connected to the National River means.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like the way the bank is set up. There's not a lot of walking space on the banks. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an easily defined place you could put a trail. Kind of drops off
On
really
the other side
steeply.
of the guardrail, where there's about this much.
Well, in some places there's this much, and in some places there's this much, and in all places it's a wall of poison ivy.
Yeah.
Well, there was that plan we saw a while back to put a canoe launch,
Right, over by.
David E. Ross's old place.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we never saw that again.
Yeah. Disappeared.
So, but I don't know if that's part of an easily accessible trail network connecting the downtown to that,
Come off the rail trail.
but not down there. You're way off the rail trail down there.
Yeah, it's the closest.
Right, but I mean, I can't think of a place where where the National River is easily accessible from an established trail, or even close to one. I think the closest you are is in the downtown if you left there and went over, hit the brook by the fire department. So,
Question marks and discuss. I'll ask you a question.
I like the idea of it, I just don't, geographically, I don't know that there's an option.
Yeah.
Conduct a feasibility study for repurposing the abandoned railroad track that extends northwest from downtown Ayer into a rail trail. Well, that's exciting.
I like that idea.
Which trail goes northwest from downtown and is abandoned?
Isn't that the one that you go past the shop and save?
Behind the Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts.
Oh, behind the Dunkin' Donuts and the.
Yes,
But is that abandoned?
That would continue.
I thought that was used.
I don't think that's abandoned because
I
every
think
now
it
and
is
then
that.
there's a train car next to that the old chemical building,
Yeah.
the old.
Bishop Road. 9.
Yeah. I think it's used.
It's definitely used.
Yeah.
They keep it clear and everything. Maybe someone's hoping it's abandoned, but
I remember years ago, Al Futterman came to us and he was interested in that. We had told him, well, we just issued a order of conditions to refurbish that railway.
right. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna put no, just because I don't think that one will happen.
Okay.
Coordinate with Harvard to develop a trail that links the high-density EJ population in Devon's Crest.
Environmental justice.
What?
Environmental justice. So,
Oh,
What does that mean? High-density environmental justice.
Is that the Environmental Justice League?
yeah. No, this is sort of a new term that's out there.
What, like lifestyle center
yeah.
instead of strip mall?
Yeah.
Been making fun of that all week. We're at the right place to talk about this.
So where's Devon's Crest?
Off the rotary.
Off the rotary.
So, well, everyone keeps saying off the rotary, and that other place was 6 miles away.
Yeah.
In fact, it's even farther away from that place. So you go off the rotary, the Ford dealership, the big open piece of land, and then Devon's Crest starts right there. And if you were looking on the map, Devon's Crest is, where did the map go? It's a hockey stick.
It's all those little old houses on the right.
It's the hockey stick up the hill. It goes up and like this, and it circles around a couple times.
So there are two little kind of circles.
Well, there's a bunch of it, but it was actually Devon's housing
Yeah,
for people on base.
yeah.
It was an
yeah.
extension of base housing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I would say creating a trail, though, that's not our...
I want to know what environmental justice means.
Well, people talk about environmental justice communities as sort of poorer communities or people with lower incomes who don't automatically have access to nicer park areas that other people do.
Okay.
So interest in creating more opportunities like the Pocket Park. I think Pleasant Street School.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit interest of creating,
Yeah.
it's closer, it's some facilities that are closer to people who
So they
don't
have to
necessarily
travel.
have cars, et cetera, and stuff. So, but on that one, I'm not sure.
I'm not signing up if we're leaving the environmental justice on there.
But I'm not sure we want to be into the developing a trail part.
Well, I don't know that you can.
Yeah.
Do we
Didn't
own?
we just recently look at that whole area is wet back there? Right? Isn't that what that is?
I think so.
I mean, we could. Does this thing even work?
I do have the.
I thought it went blue earlier. No.
It
I
has
used
been- it
the
has been
the
flashing
keypad.
something.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, how do we need to sign in?
Yeah, that's the question. So move the mouse. I swear that earlier that was blue, wasn't it?
There was just a little flash again. At any rate, let's keep whipping things moving.
Are you
I
started this?
I know, but it's only 8:30. We got stuff to do.
It's 8:30 on the agenda.
Yeah. Okay.
And I said 9:30, which means we're not going to get to hire a new person because we're doing this.
Oh no. So this, I would say we are doing.
No, this
we are
is what you started this. We're
No,
finishing
no,
it. There's
no.
not a lot of choice here.
Let's go fast.
It's too bad we can't hire someone this year because of OSRP.
Nope, we're just like, let's go faster. I'm gonna rush. Okay, so I would
Alright.
say no on that one, or not inclined.
I don't think you can. I think it's all wet behind it.
Yeah.
Develop a complete streets priority plan. No,
I don't think this has anything to do with us.
it doesn't. We're on every single line on this, Jessica Gino.
I didn't do this. We
Develop
just got the draft.
a land conservation plan specifically focused on creating a network of trails and protected lands connecting Pine Meadow Conservation with Groton Conservation.
That's something you can discuss down the road, maybe.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I just don't know who to do it with in order to figure it out because I don't think those lands do connect. We don't connect to anybody, which means we would have to buy or get easements.
You can just walk it, you don't have to have any permission, or easements or anything else.
That's against the law.
You can just walk it.
Connect and build greenways through Ayer with the addition of open space and parks wherever possible, small and large. I'm fine to be in the discussion, but this again comes back to the who's buying the property. Conduct inventory of town-owned and vacant property to determine the best parcels for the establishment of pocket parks and community gardens in the area of town with the highest population density and/or proximity to senior and environmental justice population.
Okay.
No. Plan for and support the development of, oh wait, that skipped us. Skip.
Yeah.
Prioritize the purchase or protection of vacant lands between Middle High School and the Nashua River Rail Trail in order to provide OSR access to Ayer's environmental justice population and increase ecological connectivity and overall town walkability.
That seems
I'm willing to say fine
okay.
because it's the rail trail to the high school.
Right.
But is there a connection? No, it's far away.
Well, can be looked into. So let's keep going.
But this doesn't even make sense. That's like saying find a nice walk path from California to Nevada.
Now, I think that was.
Wait, I meant Nebraska.
Yeah, I think that was one of the interests in trying to get an easement at the back of the Riley Jane Farm area.
Yeah, you
for
have to
walking
do it-
trail, but it didn't work out.
You'd have to do it off like the hospital.
Right,
And that means you have to walk on that awful roadway.
yeah.
The awful road.
Prioritize protection and/or trail easements to connect trails, open space, commercial and school, civic institution destinations, community gardens, especially where land is vacant and in proximity to.
Yeah.
So
I'd say that one's very vague and seems repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen that a couple times there. There's more detail to it, but I think there's 4 of these that could be buried into one.
Yeah.
Prioritize the protection of lands between National River Rail Trail and the Ayer State Game Lands to create a greenway connecting OSR areas with Groton State Forest.
The references to Groton State Forest should be Groton Town Forest. There was another one previously. I forgot to mention.
Thank you.
There's no such thing as Groton State Forest.
Well, I guess I'm also wondering, Ayer State Game Lands, I don't think those are necessarily something that people can walk on. So I'm lost. Again, we're back to, are we buying the land? I'm putting a no next to that one. Develop pocket parks through the most densely, that one's already been covered.
Mm-hmm.
Establish community gardens within a quarter of a mile from Ayer's high-density environmental justice populations along Pearl Street and within Devon's Crest. Okay. So again, where?
Yeah.
Is there land that's available?
Yeah, but I actually don't think that should be
Us.
us.
It isn't us.
No.
Coordinate with Nashua, should be Neshoba Valley Medical Center to help establish an independently operated and sustainably managed community farm or community garden in its open fields. That's not us, but I love the idea. Inventory vacant and available parcels, we already discussed this one. No. Promote local agriculture, farmers market, no. Oh, we're not on that. Good. Protect available vacant land west of Long Pond and provide access. What vacant land?
Is that west or is that east of Long Pond? Is that the
West.
Stratton Hill area?
West
Yeah,
of
it's
Long
West of Long
Pond.
Pond.
West of Long
Is
Pond.
that west? Or is
Stratton
that
Hill.
east?
Stratton Hill.
Yeah, but it's the
I
vacant
don't know.
land.
There is no vacant land.
Right.
There's only land owned by other people.
Okay.
Paper Street.
Do you want to
I guess
say-
the only, what you'd have to say, you should have to say that you plan to purchase the land.
Well, I would say on that, we should stay in the discussion, only because of the geosyntech report
Mhm.
that talked about the importance of
Just like protecting that
Protecting
that
that-
water,
that
that
resource.
that
Yeah.
water resource. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sweet Francis. Identify potential opportunities to gain easements or town ownership to secure access to Flanagan and Sandy Pond for small boat craft.
Tried that. Didn't work.
Yeah, didn't we do that before? Didn't we try to go off the end of one of those ledgeways or sedgeways or hedgeways?
Yeah.
I'm fine to be in on the discussion, but I don't think there is any place except at the town beach.
Yeah.
Conduct a feasibility study, creating public boat ramp, that's the same thing.
The Flanagan's is misspelled.
All right, skipped. Work with local schools and other existing community organizations to integrate Ayer's landscape, ecology, and history into curriculum. I'm not even sure how we would do that.
Say no?
No. Offer public education programs about wetland, water resources. We do that every night here.
So is that a no?
No, we're doing it right now.
Oh, wait. Let's step back.
We're doing it to Ken.
We're keeping that.
No,
one.
I know, but I think in part of the geosyntech report, we might want to create some kind of brochure that we mail to all the budding.
Yeah, 5.12, I'm all set with it. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I'm saying no to 5.11.
Yeah.
I'm good with 5.12.
Oh,
So, yeah.
all right.
Although I don't know why planning board would be part of that. Conduct routine family-oriented nature-themed walks in Ayer conservation lands. You guys are welcome to do it.
So,
Speaking for yourself there.
yeah.
Blank, blank, post signs that identify river and stream crossings. Wouldn't it be where the water is?
My guess that would be to say Natural River, Loquacious Brook, James Brook.
Fine.
Oh, is that like,
No, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Blank, 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 blank. Encourage and support the formation of lake pond associations comprised of residents. No,
Yeah. But that,
that already happened.
yeah.
Strengthen the working relationship with the Nashua River Watershed Association to assist in water protection, outreach, and monitoring. I don't even know what that means.
Well, I think Beth meant that, I mean, we already do have relations with them. We've had Al Futterman and stuff come in and talk.
I have to tell you,
mm-hmm.
I did not have relations with that watershed association.
Okay. Leave that one in.
Publish education materials with the most recent pond water quality information distributed in water bills for widespread notice. Add information. Do people get water bills?
Yeah, water sewer, but yeah, now they're in envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a water bill?
Live here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So that actually, I have thought that that's something, I mean, I know the DPW is doing all the water sampling. It
Yeah.
would be something for us to every now and then, once a year, to compile it, so we can see the fruits of our
So we can
geosyntax.
tuck something in the bill.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Part of our reportability. Offer public education workshops about alternatives to lawn garden chemicals, fertilizers, and gardening. This is a dangerous slope. I'm saying yes, but
Yes, with reservation.
Land Trust partner outreach. Coordinate with North Country Land Trust and those of adjacent towns to create an Ayer-specific land trust. I would like to do that sometime in the future, but I don't know when we would ever get to it.
Yeah.
Strengthen relationships with Fish and Game. I don't know how we could be in better with Fish and
Yeah.
Game. Department DCR, Natural Heritage. Is Misty there still?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, she was always very nice. All right. Utilize funding for implementing priority storm. We're already doing that. Utilize Commonwealth funding. We're doing that. Revisit.
That should be DPW.
Revise Chapter 61 right of first refusal policy. Okay, that really needs to be Board of Selectmen. I don't know why they're not listed on here.
Yeah, that's not us. Process.
I don't have any problem being.
Oh,
What if it's wetland associated?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't have any problem being part of the discussion, but if somebody's going to come up with a right of first refusal policy,
It's definitely misleading.
we don't have any money.
yeah.
This so
Well, and we're not the ones who get to exercise it, right? It's
right. It's,
selectmen.
yeah, it comes from the town. The
Yeah,
town,
yeah,
town
but-
government is the only. The town itself can say they have the right of first.
Right,
They
but we can
have
be
the
part,
right of first
so
refusal.
we can be part of the discussion.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind being part of the discussion, but at the end of the day, we could say, yeah, we want it, and they could say, we don't have the money.
Right.
This
Which, by the
town,
way, is
at
what
the
they're
end,
going
is
to
a
say.
responsible party, and
Yeah,
that has to be the board of selectmen.
yeah, yeah.
All right, that's it. Except you put these two at the end here.
Beth is considering those two as additional, put somewhere. But I think we've already.
Well, we already covered invasive species, right?
Yeah.
And invasive species. All right. Number one, what I would love for you to take back is that this actually is a great list and feeds into what can our conservation administrator do, right? Some of these things that are on here, they're wonderful things that feed into what our conservation administrator would do.
You think it might have been useful to do that?
No. But what I would also say, because it doesn't obtain to what we're doing tonight,
Yeah.
But what I would also say is that and I mean this in the best possible way, so many of these things are financial. It would be great to do this, but you need to have money to do that. All these vacant lands and trail places and all these other things, you know, there's no money for those programs.
Well, they
There's
opened
nothing to do.
that committee's meeting again, and I think it's 10th. So I will be passing all this out.
July?
Yeah, but our previous meeting was last September, so.
Swinging for the fences, aren't you?
Angus.
Okay,
Okay.
so next up,
Um,
I think the next up should be our conservation
description.
description. So, there's two of them in here. Do you mean for me to have two?
Yeah, there's one that's a longer one that we had that is the one that we just have on the, connected to the website and people call in. And the shorter one is the one that we did on the NACC website last time. But basically we can adjust the shorter one based on the
Is this the short one?
No, that's, these
Which
are,
one?
these I sent to you and George.
Oh, by email, yeah.
So, you want me to print them out?
I can look.
All right.
So I would really concentrate on the long one, and then the shorter one I can adjust. And at the same time, while we're doing this, there is the memo, where I put it, from Robert.
From Robert? Oh.
And Mark.
Dear Bill and Jess, memo from Superintendent Wetzel, support of this, and would like to further discuss with you. And it says, DPW has increased responsibilities related to stormwater management in Ayer. Not only do we have an aging infrastructure that requires maintenance, repairs, and replacements, but there are significant new regulations that require oversight, reporting, public outreach, inspections, and monitoring. Again, wasn't Becky going to do that and they decided not to do it?
Right. Well, they wouldn't give Becky extra. They wanted her to go over 20 hours, but they wouldn't give her benefits for it. So she refused to do it as a matter of principle, which was quite correct. Now we have a full-time benefited position, so this just came in today. So.
Well, here you go. Municipal Separate Stormwater System, MS4.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. MS4 is 4 S's.
Yeah.
I get it.
Which we did credit you with informing us in the meeting of the our last meeting before you got here.
Can I ask you one quick question? And I know it seems to be a little bit open, so hopefully you'll take it. The town of Ayer has a bylaw, number 47, which is actually is the NIPD's bylaw, voted at the 2008 town meeting. And it requires, I believe, Mr. Wetzel to comply with that. Not only that, it requires the whole town to comply.
Oh, yeah?
Did you made a comment earlier, you alluded to that, and you said it's not being enforced, or there was some discussion about it.
Back a couple of years ago, the state said you had to do a bunch of things, and I'm going to be very vague here because this is what I remember. The state said you had to do a bunch of things, and the town was supposed to put together a committee to create our own bylaw, and we were supposed to maintain enforcement of that bylaw.
But we have the bylaw.
It was much later than 2008.
Yeah, the NIPD's bylaw.
It was after that. There was a, and I can't speak to it authoritatively other than to tell you that at the time, Dan Nason.
Yeah.
Dan Nason and Becky worked together to talk about what they were going to do for stormwater, and they were stymied on how they were going to move forward on it. And the position wasn't filled to do the work, and I don't think that whatever the criteria were that were supposed to be written were written. And at that time, Mr. Nason moved on.
Right. Wasn't there an attempt to create a stormwater
There was supposed to be a,
Enterprise fund.
enterprise fund, and that got turned down, so I think the town wasn't going to pursue it at the time because there wasn't any means to.
Right, and that's where it all ended.
My interest was, there's two parts to the bylaw. One is the municipal requirement, which you guys are talking about.
Mhm.
The other is the overall requirement for every project,
Yeah.
which is where I'm researching right now, asking for a decision. Because I understand his concern as the DPW manager to be compliant with the municipal requirement, which is good.
Sure?
But I'm also concerned that the rest of the town is not compliant. Any board is not compliant with the bylaw that was voted at the town meeting, which requires a tremendous amount of oversight for construction on projects in town.
In the 2008 bylaw,
It's a bylaw, it's number 47 in our bylaws.
you have it printed out right there.
Well, I don't,
Well, we should focus tonight. though.
Well, you let Ken talk.
Yeah.
I was curious about your comment, because you made a comment earlier, and I understand your comment now is related to the municipal side.
Right, it was related to actions that the town took approximately 4 years ago, which were very surprising at the time and disappointing because we had someone who could have taken on the time and the hours and it went away. So, but hopefully the town is in a better spot now. Don't forget, we have a town engineer.
Right.
And-
We should have a town plan.
Once they post it, yeah.
All right, so
Thank you.
Could include the following. Perform all functions necessary to coordinate town-wide the programs, operating procedures, and other items necessary to maintain permit compliance. Okay, I don't even, does anybody know what these entail?
Yeah, no. So I was thinking, we can make vague reference to stormwater assisting in the job description, but I was thinking down the road that would be a good thing to have Robert and Mark come to one of our meetings and discuss in more detail.
Yeah, I mean, so what I can picture our person doing as part of review of properties around town and that sort of thing, that they would be able to conduct site reviews of existing and proposed stormwater facilities, monitor private stormwater systems. Those are all things that in general are a benefit to us and are, things that would be ancillary to what they were already doing. Conduct field data, enforce town stormwater bylaws. I don't want our person doing that. I don't mind if our person gathers data so that the DPW enforces town stormwater bylaws, but I don't see that being a great idea.
Yeah.
But all the compiled data, prepare and submit required annual NIPD's permit.
Mhm.
No. I can't, that sounds like a full-time job for somebody.
So I would say, that when we talk about the job description, we could incorporate some stormwater, DPW related stuff, and then in terms of specifics that we would like to discuss this in more detail with Mark and Robert.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I'm super excited to hear from him what these NIPD's permit and compliance things are, but I just picture them being substantial. Have you guys done anything like that in Groton?
We have a separate, we have a stormwater bylaw, we have a separate stormwater committee, and we have a separate administrator for that committee.
Oh, so
So Groton has a whole separate,
So we
that
kinda
sounds
put-
substantial.
Put the cart before the horse, we did.
That sounds substantial.
so just to be aware of this as we look at our job description and then,
Well, I don't really think we have time now. So let's go to member updates. It's fine. Go ahead.
Wait,
Oh, please. You have no idea what I put up with all day. Okay, so let's see. We have job description, principal responsibilities. Isn't it?
so,
I prefer the word primary, but
primary, principal, primary?
I don't like the word principal in that case. George?
just based on principle.
Did you get my edits, Jess?
No.
They didn't get,
You can probably find them if you can fire up that computer.
yeah, well, yeah, I got the bylaw.
Is that from your iPhone?
Did you get it?
Oh, did you get them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to figure out what edits you made.
oh, well, just a couple.
Did you highlight stuff? Or did you just change stuff?
I tried to highlight, but I don't know if it came through, so it didn't come through. Well, there were a couple.
Is that pink rail tree?
I don't know.
Let me see.
It's just a life proof thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Well, you
chose,
know-
instead of black, I chose pink.
You know the rail tree?
The real tree?
They call it rail tree. It's a type of camouflage. It's one of the companies that makes camouflage.
Yeah, it is real tree.
If you go to
Yeah,
Cabela's,
it
you
is.
can find it on sweaters and lingerie.
Well, I didn't know that. Maybe I should get a
It does
nightgown.
say real tree.
to match.
I'm just here for you. I'm just.
Thank
bringing
you
it
very much for
Just
mentioning
up.
that.
Bringing that up.
I will ask,
You can get sheets in rail tree.
you know what? I have to write that down. Well, it's written down.
Just go to Cabela's. You're fine.
I like my
Okay.
slippers that I bought there. All right.
So where should we start? So we just did this recently.
At the beginning.
Thanks, George. So this is a lot. Did we really write all this for one?
Yeah, before.
This even mentions NIPTs. Okay. 40 hours a week. Includes evenings on second and fourth Thursdays of each month. Do we want to put down the office hours on here that we've established?
We could put it on town hall.
Well, how much flexibility are we looking to offer if you have a late Thursday and a short Friday? Doesn't it make sense to actually put that on?
You should just put town hall hours on there.
Okay.
So actually be expected to work within that framework with adjustments made for evening meetings.
So 40 hours, so, right, 40 hours per week.
And my thing is, some of our bigger Saturday site walks, I think we do need somebody who can accompany us sometimes.
And I think he just decided he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
So, 40 hours per week per town hall schedule. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Location Air Town Hall, direct report. So actually, I think we kind of want to change that. Because, like we said, it's not really just the Air Conservation Commission, it's the town administrator. But there's no one else at this time, correct?
Right.
There's no one else in the middle. So direct report to Air Conservation Commission and town administrator.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Is a union position. Person will work independently to manage the Conservation Commission office, including the timely administration of the Commission's statutory and regulatory responsibilities and local wetlands bylaw. Field work to assess applications and project compliance. Frequent interaction with project applicants, members of the general public, and other town departments, and ask questions. Administrative and clerical staff support to the Commission. Managing agenda scheduling, meeting advertising, and writing and issuing of permits for the Commission.
It's the first time you mentioned the Massachusetts wetland. I think you should put the, CMR 310, and then you don't have to mention it again.
Well, it's
you can-
actually chapter 131, section 4.
Yeah. Just mention it once, and then you don't have to,
Well, the other thing you can do is
like the first.
just put WPA after that
Yeah.
in parentheses.
Yeah. You have to write it all out all the time.
And I would also, right off the bat, Air Conservation Commission, I would put the Air Conservation, I would say in that second sentence, work independently to manage the Air Conservation Commission, make that ACC. Okay. Primary responsibilities: receives, processes, and analyzes project applications under WPA and local wetlands bylaw, assures that legal ads and notice for required public hearings, meetings are prepared and posted, reviews plans and forms to assure proper compliance with all applicable federal, state, and local statutes and regulations. But are we really doing that?
Should be. Oh, no.
Doing what?
Compliance
Which one?
with.
Are we reviews plans and forms to assure proper compliance with all applicable federal, state, and local statutes and regulations? What federal regulations are we looking at?
EPA. Do you do anything? with
Name one.
that? We don't. Yeah.
Empties.
But that's state, isn't it?
Federal.
But have we reviewed anything for NIPD's before?
It's not really our jurisdiction, but there will be projects that trigger both the local and state jurisdiction and also the EPA.
And Corps of Engineers.
So I think it's that person's responsibility to know when it gets triggered and to act appropriately.
Following commission review writes and assures proper mailing and recording of orders of conditions, determination of applicability. All right, I remember this discussion of trying to figure out where commission review should fall. Track status of all recorded documents to ensure all the orders are adhered to and certificates of compliance are filed within the appropriate time frame. Attends evening commissions. Didn't we already mention that? Under work schedule? Yes. Provide staff support, administer all functions of the office, including organization, preparation of agendas and materials for distribution at meetings. Address of.
Addressing, yeah.
Address of?
Yeah. We had before.
Wouldn't it be addressing follow-up tasks?
Execution.
Yeah.
That's a
George,
killer.
you're killing it. How about just
Completion.
How about just
Implement.
follows up?
Good.
Follows up on tasks for meetings and site visits. Management of accounts payable and receivable, timesheets and commission budget in coordination with town treasurer and town accountant. Acquisition of office supplies, mailings, maintenance of files and preservation of permits. Interacts with project applicants, private residents, developers, organizations, and businesses, and their representatives to answer questions about the permitting process and accordance with statutes and regulations of local wetland bylaw and commission policies and procedures. Response to general public inquiries. Assist. So you've got your WPA here.
Mm-hmm.
Got your ACC.
Yeah.
Meets with and assists other town departments and boards on issues related to wetland and stormwater regulations, assists residents with completion of applications, oversees and assists with file review requests.
Would that be actually right there before assist residents? Would that be where we could add in a little line saying assisting the DPW in stormwater monitoring?
Yeah, I'm just looking. Don't we have a whole bunch here? We're not. There's like 4 more paragraphs.
Yeah.
On-site inspections.
Maybe that's probably with other town departments.
Report violations to the chair, technical and assistance, and other town departments. I'd rather fit it in there.
Mm-hmm.
4th paragraph
1, 2,
down
3,
on
4.
Page 2?
Yep.
page 2.
Yep.
Okay, the stuff in red,
Should meet.
I don't know, it wasn't in our original one, these were added by Brian. So I would say, I wouldn't stress the fines issue.
No.
No.
I'm gonna cross that one.
Cross that one out. Yeah.
Where's that?
3rd paragraph?
Oh, sure. All right, let's start at the top. What do
I
we
mean,
do?
it's redundant. I mean, it's already stated in there.
Oh, it's from the Department of Redundancy Department. Independently conducts on-site inspections of proposed project sites prior to hearings, often in rough outdoor conditions. Wait, didn't we have to have some statement about that?
Well, I think we had discussed, didn't we have that discussion before about we don't want somebody who can only It was a polite way of handling, somebody who can't, who's, say, physically disabled,
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
could not go off into the field.
Right, so
So not only
the other-
office work,
The other way to
but
look
field
at it
work
is to
as
say
well.
that so most jobs have that little bucket that says, you would be expected to lift up to 25 pounds. You would
Right.
be expected to,
Mhm.
walk in the field. That,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that would be standard language we could get out of Robert
Yeah.
or out of
Mhm.
Kevin.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
State.
think that's a smart thing to put under salary, work schedule, location, direct report, and then, physical requirements or wherever that, somebody here in town can tell us where that best fits.
Mhm.
I'm surprised we didn't do that. Is it in the other one?
We talked about it. I think we said that Robert had it, but
That does sound like something we'd say, because we just said it again.
yeah.
Okay. So we definitely want a paragraph on physical qualifications. And again, that should be the kind of thing our HR slash,
Yeah.
I was trying to think what's Kevin's title.
Benefits and payroll manager.
Someone in that
Yeah.
area of the world would know what that's supposed to be. Okay. Independently conducts on-site inspections, often in rough conditions, accompanies and advises during visits, inspects and improves erosion and sedimentation control prior to commencement of construction, continues periods, conducts on-site inspection. Okay, so this is a great spot to note that so how do we want to put that? All outdoor inspection activities are documented in official town logbook.
We're just, yeah,
Prepare written reports of all site visits.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to have both. I'd like to have you have the logbook and then you can come back and they can do a written report on big site visits.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have
But
to
I
be so
think,
specific, though. I think you just be general,
Yeah.
Because I think
you know.
when we get around to it, we want a logbook that not only encompasses field visits, but also what Takashi did, which is, important
I'm sure he's still
phone and
doing it.
email correspondence and stuff. That with telephone numbers who you talk to, and that with dates and all that. So I think we do want a field visit report, but also a logbook of daily,
Well,
including arrival times.
you were saying document field visits?
Yeah. Prepare daily reports.
Prepare and document daily. Well, it's not gonna be daily, though, right?
Well, if you're doing a logbook of you. It doesn't have, it's not a big thing, it's
Yeah.
because
It's
you're
not really
putting,
a report either.
It's
That's my problem. I'm getting stuck on the,
maybe it's keep a
So-
log, keep a log.
Track. I don't know.
Track.
I just kind of like the idea, all inspection activities are documented in the logbook. We can work from there. I mean, the primary concern is that they went somewhere and they didn't write down where they went, and therefore later on we can't show that they went there.
Maintain a written daily log of activities.
Maintain a written daily log of activities.
How can you cook activities and site visits?
Wouldn't site visits be activities?
No, okay, of activities. Okay,
All
where
right.
do you want to put that one?
Conduct site visits. Didn't we just do that?
Conducts on-site inspections for evaluation.
Put that way towards the end.
Oh,
Of of this section. Down somewhere.
What's that?
What we just wrote.
Why wouldn't we put it on the on-site inspection section?
Because they're going to be reporting on everything they do.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Although it is fun to say on-site inspection section. All
So
right.
the coordinates management of conservation land is all the land management stuff that I think we don't want in there right now.
Wait, the what? What?
See,
Oh, yeah. Well, no, hold on.
The
You're
CRs?
skipping stuff again.
Yeah, so wait, so the second paragraph, I think that's just so redundant and
It
so
is,
unnecessary.
and what's the issuance of emergency certifications?
I think we have
That would be for most likely for beaver related activities, but,
Yeah.
We didn't do
but
that.
We do have
We do.
emergency certifications mentioned in the first paragraph of primary.
I thought that the emergency certification was managed by the Board of Health.
no, they declare an emergency.
Okay.
The Conservation Commission cannot issue an emergency certification unless there's an emergency declaration.
Okay.
So that, I
All
mean,
right. That's how we did the last one.
but that just,
I guess I just think of it as a Board of Health thing, as in we don't do anything.
It starts with Board of Health.
Okay. That's what I
You know what we could do? Going back to the first page, in the first paragraph, principal responsibilities, where we put emergency certifications,
Yeah, that's
we
already.
could
Mhm.
put in parentheses, in coordination with Board of Health,
Well,
and then get rid of that other.
I guess the way I would do it is it's already in the beginning, so why don't we just cross that out?
mhm.
I mean, yeah,
Well, it's
This
also,
whole second paragraph here.
yeah, that's what I mean.
And later on, we talk about coordinating with other departments.
yeah, and the fourth one,
Okay.
yeah.
So which?
Investigates reports violations. The one that starts with conduct site inspections goes away.
Okay.
Investigation.
Investigates reports of violations of Wetland Protection Act.
WPA.
Reports violations immediately to the chair and thereafter the whole commission at its next meeting. Prepares and issues violation notices, enforcement notices, and desist. Okay, all the red can go away here. Next, provides technical assistance and information to the Conservation Commission and other town departments and boards as requested. Works cooperatively and coordinates commission issues and activities with other town departments. So there's your perfect place to,
Mhm.
although we've already listed out all those on the other one. This is,
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think we have to list out each board that they would relate to. As long
Mhm.
as it says, work with other town departments.
Mhm.
Um, All right, this that's in red here actually works based upon what we just talked about.
Okay, so leave this in.
Prepares written responses to referrals for a project review from other town. Oh.
Mm.
Periodically, yep, done. Related duties as may be assigned. Fine. Okay, bachelor's degree in environmental science, wetlands biology, or related degree. A minimum of 2 to 3 years experience in the associated field, any reasonable equivalent of education experience. MACC fundamentals for conservation certification required or in process. Computer skills, including fluency in MS Word, Excel, Outlook, and Internet Explorer. GIS mapping, a plus.
I'm going to say GIS map. Well, can I just ask the database? Do you know what that was in?
You mean like what? So it's. I don't think it's a. It's not GIS. That data mapper.
No, the
Mr. Mapper.
Mr. Mapper.
Yeah. So maybe we should put Mr. Dapper in here a little bit. But no, the database that was being compiled of all our orders of conditions.
Oh, sure. It says Excel, wasn't it?
Is that Excel?
I think so.
That's my question.
Yeah, I
So
think it's just Excel.
No, it wasn't. It was in
No?
some other. Remember, he couldn't just do it in Excel. He put it in something else.
Right. And I had no idea. I was looking around.
But he got it from Cindy.
Okay, so ask Cindy.
Remember, it's something that ties into the other commissions in town, other groups in town. Familiarity with site. Okay. I guess I'm lost. So we talk about a bachelor's degree, and then we, for some reason, wrote working knowledge of natural history, including knowledge of plants, soils, wildlife, and other environmental science and land use law, wetlands laws and regulations, stormwater laws and regulations.
Hmm. So
We've
maybe
already
get-
said you have to be,
So that could be sort of detail we could ask out in an interview, but take it out of here if we wanted to find.
well, I'm just not sure that it's redundantly redundant.
Yeah. So let's X that last line.
And then we say then the same thing. Familiarity with Mass Wildlife Protection Act.
Which is chapter 131, section 40. And its regulations, which is 310C now.
So,
So what do we want to do there?
Just correct the
Hmm?
reference. If we're gonna keep
Yeah.
that paragraph correct. yeah.
oh, I think it makes sense. Familiarity with Wildlife Protection Act.
But if we've already,
Why did we put Mass General Laws 40B?
I don't know.
I have no idea. And then the
That's
sixth,
okay.
No, literally, why would we have ever put that ever?
I'm not sure we did it initially.
Is it you?
No. Because of the willows.
Or-
Maybe, but, I
or
mean,
maybe even Emily's Way coming up.
yeah, but it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Chapter 61.
Just drop it all. MIPA, MISA, NIPTES. This almost looks like we copied something out of the other. Ability to learn local bylaw? No.
Okay, so scratch all that. What about familiarity with Mass Open Meeting Law?
As well as ethics and conflict of interest, that's fine.
Yeah, those are requirements.
Excellent interpersonal skills, both verbal and written, capable of multitasking, and hold a valid driver's license. So I think actually here
Mm-hmm.
is probably right under this is where the physical requirements fits.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We don't have a fax number anymore anyway, so.
No thanks.
No, not anymore. Right.
No, everything's ambiguous now. All right, so
No alternative
It
thanks?
says your cover letter by date. You want to take out by date and just see resumes accepted
Oh.
until,
well, it says an availability by date. So
Send your cover letter and resume outlining your qualifications.
and availability. You can probably take away the by date, yeah, because
Yeah.
your availability is.
no,
Are you going to link it to lunar cycle?
But I think
no,
he's
this
saying,
is the deadline for application.
yeah.
I don't know if that was or if that was supposed to be
It was.
what's your availability by date.
No, that was a deadline for application, but I think,
Was it?
yeah.
I can't
What
believe
did
we
you
ever had that.
So
Instead, to,
applications accepted until suitable candidate found.
That's perfect.
suitable candidate.
And then, based on past experience, possibly after. So,
Okay, so I'll get this to Robert tomorrow.
okay. So let's talk about what's our game plan for going forward? So, as we know, we can't leave the office uninhabited and, completely. What was the program you found? Did you-
Saga, but it's a geospatial thing. I don't think that's it. It's something that he uses for,
Whatever it was.
whatever. I don't know. Just gonna look it up.
Okay. So, we can't leave the office uninhabited, and based on what happened the last time, I refuse to let Jess do it again.
Oh,
Refuse.
Jess has no intention of doing office hours again.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So we had a couple different ideas. One was
I'm putting that
to,
in the minutes.
I would hope you would. One was to reach out to Becky and see if she had an interest, and as she said, her schedule is just not there. She's got kid drop-offs and all sorts of things during the day, and she didn't set it up so like she'd have a block of time.
Right.
And I said, that's fine. I said, might be able to make it so you can work at home. I don't know about that, but anyway.
Or is there an organization where you can hire someone, to fill for,
Well,
in the meantime?
I thought about two different options. One would be we could reach out to MACC
Mm-hmm.
and ask if they had any ideas about that, like somebody who, who they knew of who was working part-time and might want some other hours.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even a list of who's working part-time in the area would be great.
Temporarily.
Right, just
Yeah.
someone who could be better to come in and fill out the forms.
Yep.
Also, if that person came here and really liked it,
They could apply.
they might say, hey, I'm interested in your full-time position.
Right.
The other option was to go the way that always makes me feel most comfortable, which is hire a vendor. And that would be to bring in somebody like Lee's firm or somebody who's, at a distance
Mm-hmm.
that we don't see in a regular basis who might be able to come in and just do the job because they were familiar with it. They might be more familiar with their side of it, but at least they'd be familiar with processing the applications, putting the packages together, etc.
Robert said he'd have to get a waiver from the union, which he didn't think would be a problem.
To do that?
Just because it's a union position to bring anybody in.
Oh,
But he didn't think that would be a problem.
I don't think he thought it would be a problem last time either. I thought we talked about it last time.
Right.
So,
So, and the other thing was, in terms of anybody wanted to do emergency contact next week, 'cause I'm going to be out of town
good for you.
and out of phone range. Does anybody wish to be in emergency phone contact? Takashi? No.
You can put me down. It's just, it'll be a
Yeah,
catch as catch can.
Yeah, me too.
Bill and George. So I can give Carly your cell phone numbers.
Okay. So, I will, tonight, upon my return, send an email. Trevor, what's that lady's name over there at MACC?
Lindsay?
Lindsay Martucci.
Yeah. And also to Lee.
I can do that.
And what kind of person would we ask Lee for? I mean,
What's that now?
what kind of a person would we be looking for from Lee?
Oh, it was just the idea of having, like, if she had someone who could come here and do the organization. It would literally be someone who, on her staff, prepared this kind of documentation on their side and came in here to do that kind of work for us on a, on a paid basis.
Like 1 day a week or.
Right. I would rather have somebody come in who was a conservation administrator somewhere else. That's the easiest way, especially if they're local and
Mhm.
we can steal them. But the other option would be to bring a vendor in who just comes in, comes in 1 day a week, checks the email, puts all the pieces together, runs away.
Because
Are you against that?
No, I'm just,
are you worried? You think it's not as easy as that?
yeah, I don't think it's as easy as that.
I
What?
don't either.
No.
I don't either.
Well, I'll put it this way.
What are
Here are your choices.
I know.
We've already lived through this for an extended period of time. Your choices are to let it go to hell in a handbasket because there's no way
no,
here
just like-
doing the ads, or there's someone who comes in, does the ads, and then sends the email out to the applicant or sends a letter to the applicant that
Well-
says, we have received your application, based on our meeting schedule, we will hear you on August 3rd. And that's all they said. And that's as good as it gets. Not a lot of back and forth, not a lot of support, but it's the as good as it gets.
Hmm.
Right? We are required by law to
Right.
act on it within a certain period of time. And we are required by law to notice it.
So how does it work? I mean, required by law, but if there's no one there to do it required by law,
Then I think then.
does it go to the state?
Or it can bypass.
It bypasses to the state?
It does go to the state?
Yes.
Okay. Because like planning board, if they didn't have anybody there after a certain period of time, didn't it just automatically,
It's for, yeah, but under
conservation's different?
under the Wetlands Protection Act, it gets remanded to DEP. So they would issue a superseding decision, in this case, superseding a no decision.
Yeah.
And remember, in this particular case, the DEP, they get copied on those orders. So somebody comes to our planning board and Ayer doesn't go anywhere other than Ayer.
Right.
So our stuff goes to DEP anyway.
Mm-hmm. So,
So they would be aware.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it?
what in my free time?
Well, that's what I thought.
Right.
So we'll reach out to Lindsay
Maybe that's
Martucci
not
and
a
we'll
bad
just
thing.
find out if there's someone who she can think of with part-timers in the area who might be interested in picking up some extra hours. Seems to make sense. Do you remember any that you know off the top of your head?
Harvard, Shirley, Townsend,
All had
I
part-timers?
believe.
Well, sweet Francis.
Oh,
So
Harvard has.
is it poaching if we write to them and say that we're interested in this?
If you're gonna reach out to a neighboring town, I'll do it through Robert.
Yeah.
Who's in Shirley now?
Somebody named Mike. I forget his last name.
Do you know who it was in
Fletcher
Harvard?
or something like that, huh?
Do you remember who it was in Harvard?
Elizabeth Allard.
Okay. That sounds familiar. Probably we've talked to her or met her
I
before.
think she's part-time. I could be wrong on that.
All right. I'm going to reach out to Lindsay and ask her. I'm sure she has a list of who's part-time and who's full-time. Because our other option is to blanket mail 20 towns around us through Robert and say we're in need of some support. Wanted to let you know we were interested. Would you please let your if you're comfortable, let your conservation administrator know.
Okay.
Well,
So
especially
we
because
have
with that, what happens when we do post that person?
Yeah.
I was just trying to think if I had guilt. Would you?
So, I can run some of this stuff by Robert tomorrow when I give him.
Well, I'm going to send this email to
Okay.
Lindsay Martucci, and at the same time, I'm going to send an email to Robert saying, we'd like to send an email to all these towns around us, and ask them if they were comfortable, would they kind of? I'm not even sure how you phrase that.
Have Robert send that to other towns.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to send a blanket email to the towns around us, to the town administrators in the towns around us, asking them if they would be willing to forward our request on from the Conservation Commission to their conservation administrator, requesting some assistance for backup during our time of need. I'll come up with something. Well, during the Great War.
Yeah. Okay, and then, okay, so I will get the description to Robert, so he'll have that backup. He can do the general internal posting.
Tomorrow,
Right.
which means that so with that 4th,
Yeah, so it'd be after the 4th.
after the 4th of July.
You could post the, or,
Yeah, it's after the 4th.
yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Or else actually next Friday. If you posted it tomorrow internally next Friday, you could post it on the website.
As long as he agrees, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. Then, so
Well, you won't be here.
I won't be here next week. That's why I was thinking if we could get it to him tomorrow, he could do that website posting, because I think the following week Cindy's on vacation
Okay.
for the website. So the faster we get it up on our website legally, the better. And then it's there. So
Right.
Cindy could get that up next week before she leaves.
And then every meeting after this from 9 to 10, no matter what it takes, is reviewing applications.
Okay. Right, and right in the immediate future, I think you and I should keep doing the agendas. Speaking of which, okay, so we had the job thing. Now, moving on to the agenda thing.
Are you just making stuff up now? I don't remember that on here.
Page 2. This is where we have to make some.
Page 2?
Page 2.
Oh, you mean of the...
Back to sheet, because you're not going to be here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Since you're deserving this. Page 2, the office updates.
Oh, my apologies. No.
wait, office updates.
Okay, so hold on. Let's do this then.
Is that, you're on it.
What?
That's it.
But where
That's
do
page 2.
Yeah, but let's go back to page 1, because
Okay.
we've skipped some stuff on here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, before we leave tonight, since we'll be done soon, can we go upstairs with your wonderful voice and redo the voicemail?
Of course.
As we return the computer upstairs too.
Number 5,
Oh,
solitude.
Right, and I gave you all information on that.
Yep.
I saw there was something in here, so okay, delayed treatment, not a problem, blah, blah, blah.
I emailed Dominic with that we no longer have an administrator, and copied you, copied me, copied Robert and Carly.
Okay.
So he will in the future send all correspondence to everybody. But in particular, next week, I imagine that Carly and Robert will have to field a few phone calls about the Sandy Pond treatment.
Undoubtedly.
So do they get Parks and Rec involved, closing Sandy Beach?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Robert handle that.
Yeah.
I thought we had in the past. That's who did it before.
Yeah.
All right. Number 7. We don't want an Ayer teen intern for trail maintenance?
Right, somebody left a message, it was running a transition program for teens into jobs.
Oh, it's
We're not
nice.
doing trail maintenance, so I would just leave that alone. And does anybody know in the Williams Street area? A real estate agent from Caldwell Banker called today asking if that's in the flood zone.
Williams Street?
Williams Street.
No, that's,
It's not in, she was just, I think, doing due diligence.
Doesn't it go down
Yeah.
to a brook?
oh, yeah, I guess if you follow it.
I didn't see anything in the files about any previous
Well,
permits.
we can,
Which, if we had access to the database, we could figure that out, but I have no idea how to get
I'm trying to remember where William Street is.
that.
it's
Figured out either.
Williams, off
Right
of
up
Washington.
you walk up,
Straight up the top
walk
of
up the hill, it's the,
Oh, really? The one I drove by for 20 years?
yeah.
That's Williams? Oh, that's perfect. That's where it should be.
Yeah.
Is that just an intermittent brook? Intermittent stream?
That runs down to a stream. You mean by where the condos are? Do I have to go down and then cross over past the telephone building, Verizon building?
Not a leak, it's the other way. It's, if you're going up Washington, it's on the right.
No,
Okay.
I know, I
There's a
think it's
street
like
right
in
after
here
the
somewhere.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Cambridge, I think.
Okay. That's the one that goes down past this by
The answer is no.
the.
Not in the flood zone?
Not in the flood, not in the flood zone.
Okay, and we have no,
So if I come up this way, either way, whichever way I go, the first street by the church.
You would get to the flood
Is
zone if
Cambridge.
you were able to take
The
Williams Street
second
all
one
the
is
way to
Williams?
Flanagan Pond.
So the Williams is at the end
Yeah,
of
down-
Takashi Street.
Up and then down the hill.
So if I went past Takashi Street, past Takashi's house, I run into Williams?
Heading down the hill towards downtown?
Yes.
That's where the Nashua Street ends.
Okay.
all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Williams.
So I'll handle that one tomorrow.
On the other side, though, doesn't it?
Hmm?
But yeah, it goes up and down that way.
Yeah, but there's no flood zone there, if that's what they're asking about.
Okay. I guess not at that elevation.
That's the flood map. This is the whole,
Oh yeah, no.
Down.
So this whole area.
Yeah.
So none of that is.
no,
All right, webpage has been changed. It now says the office is currently unstaffed. Please call or email for an appointment. Site visits are conducted by appointment and will be scheduled at the commission's meetings.
Perfect.
All right.
And who's receiving those emails?
Right now I've got access at home.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
If I can do it from home, I don't mind. With occasional visits in.
Yep, with a cup of coffee. With
We'll
Kitty.
We'll get through this.
Yep.
that cup of coffee should
and the
be
dog.
included
Number
in the
8,
salary.
computer. I have no
Computer.
idea.
Yeah, this is.
I could not find things.
Yeah, it's buried somewhere.
Yeah, so I'll have, when Cindy's back from her vacation and I'm back from mine, we'll spend some time on the computer. Things will have to suffer. Okay, so we just have to go upstairs to do the voicemail, but first we have to do the agendas.
So job descriptions, email from DPW, already, yep. Job description now, oh, it's our people section.
We did.
All right, upcoming agendas. Right, so the 12th, we have the Solar 2.
Mhm.
So does it make sense to give that to, who's the town clerk now?
Susan Curtin Copeland.
Okay.
Give what to her?
Does it make sense to give her the agendas for the 12th and the 13th? We could give her the one for the 12th.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. We don't have to do that until that week.
Okay, that's fine.
No, this is just because all of these things would have to have legal notices out, so we have to figure out what we want on. I figure I could just do the actual legal notice and get Carly to have them posted.
You don't have to do legal notice for a continuation.
Right.
No, not for the continuations,
But
but
there's
for the new
a bunch of
notices
NOIs.
intent.
On the 13th, yes, not for the
Yeah.
12th.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, we're good on the 12th.
All right, where's Millcore Littleton Road? Is that-
It's down towards Bennett's
Blue
Park.
Northern?
Yeah, that area.
So I did see a for sale sign there, right? On the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
It's a
looks like
huge,
they're putting two houses next to each other.
that's where, remember the COC came in for
Yeah, for
that
the pipe.
pipe thing that led into
Yeah.
the golf course over
Right.
at Harvard, yeah,
Right,
that's
right,
where,
right.
that's where that is. There's a huge wetland behind there.
Yes, there is. For the beaver dam that got ripped out years ago,
Mm-hmm.
destroyed the culvert pipe.
Mm.
And we also had an email from Jassy, North County,
Oh, really?
that came in at 5:03 today, asking to be on an agenda for our next meeting. I'd say that has to get pushed off till August.
I think it does.
Yeah. Do you know, did
Well,
she,
Not necessarily August so much
did
as
she, oh,
July 27th.
July 27th or August.
Well, on the 13th, Pingree Hill's gonna come in, they're just gonna give a short presentation.
Right, it's going to give us 4 presentations.
And so on the 27th, we're gonna get into it,
Right.
Right.
so I'd say August.
well, if, I mean,
Be
if it's,
sensible.
if it's just like a 10-minute update.
Did she say what she wanted to talk about?
Why don't you
Let's
find
see.
out if it's like 10 minutes? Or,
Okay.
you know, or,
Okay, so on the 13th, we've got James Brook restoration. Fine.
We have 8 Hemlock.
Well,
That-
hold
that
on,
was
just go,
Mr.
you're not going down,
Oh.
you're skipping again.
No, this is an add-on, it's not on there.
What?
Because that was earlier, the guy over on Hemlock you're going out to on
Oh,
Saturday
yeah, 8
morning.
Hemlock.
So we continued that public meeting tonight to that, so
Okay,
so we have to add that one in.
so we have James Brook, DPW Cross Country, the RDA, the 4 NOIs for Pingree Hill, 2 amendments as well.
Mhm.
I think we have to move the Millcore to the next meeting.
Okay,
I think you are looking at 15, 30,
yeah.
45, so you're at 45 minutes right there. You're looking at least 15 minutes for each NOI, so that's an hour and 45 minutes.
Mhm.
And then you've got 2 amendments, that's got to be at least another half an hour plus or minus. So it's 9:15
Right,
if everything goes well.
you know, so that's why I put this on here, so we can make an executive decision.
All right,
in
but
our
that means we need to
control.
let the Millcore people know that based upon our hearing schedule for the 13th, we would like to hear them on the 27th.
And they have to provide something in writing
Okay.
in the affirmative that they agree to that.
Can we just do an email to them that says, please reply if this is okay for you?
Yeah. See them on 27th. And I will make sure that,
You need to ask, whoever you're putting off, you need to ask them to, it's okay to waive the 21-day
please write to
requirement.
agree to.
Do you have a standard letter that you use?
I think so.
Would you be so kind as to send it to us?
If you'd be so kind as to remind me to send it to you this.
Are you in the office tomorrow?
Yes. Yes, but I've got some site visits. Basically, 3 site visits first thing in the morning.
Okay. I can see what I get. I can do an informal one and see what I get.
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's tomorrow's it. And that, so I will make sure that they are responding to me, you, and Robert.
9 a.m. Text Takashi. Well, you'll still be in the field?
Yeah, I'll be in the field from about 8:30. 11? If there might be something generic on the MACC website under the resources, might be some.
We're smart enough to just go to you. All right.
If you need it before 11 tomorrow morning.
Okay. So. 27. And I am just going to send an email to Matt at Wetland Solutions, letting him know the change in our office circumstances and asking him to, you know, confirming the 12th and letting him know who he contacts. So.
That sounds perfect.
All right. Voicemail or German voicemail?
We can do that. Well, so do you have any member updates?
No. This was me.
Are you kidding?
If you need any help, I'd be willing to come in 6 to 7 on Tuesday.
Well, that's very kind. Well, that's very kind. I think that's a great idea. If nothing else, it.
Do we want to do minutes?
You keep bouncing around tonight.
Yeah, I know.
You just don't have it in me.
I know.
I think that's a great idea. We'll have to make sure that we put a sticky note with the password on the computer. Can you easily,
I have it.
and you can easily access the emails from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once you get the computer on, you just, the emails are right there. I'll show you.
Unlike on a Mac where it reads them to you. That would be wonderful. Any answer?
No.
No.
Not even a goodbye? Just
You can miss us.
Yes.
sincerely, we thank you very much for all your time and effort and everything.
And
you put into it.
if I had known the predicament you would find yourselves in, I might have done things differently, but I can't.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
So-
You have a family. We don't.
Well, no, I just, my second and fourth Thursdays are booked now.
Somebody suggested to me,
Yeah, aren't you in charge now? Aren't you, with all your clout, can't you
Well,
just
I'm not in
move
charge
those
yet.
meetings?
I haven't started yet, so.
So by definition, you don't really need to leave. Tread carefully. So,
I will soon start, but until I do, I won't have any clout.
if you get the meetings changed, feel free to come back.
I'll certainly consider that.
Can be an honorary.
We'll just call you during our meetings. Or text you.
Yeah.
You remember that one? What did we do that day? Thank you very much. We hope to enjoy a properly noticed celebration some evening.
Public meeting?
A
Posted public meeting.
duly posted so that we don't get in any trouble.
Yes,
with drinks.
sounds good.
Or we can sit at different tables so that we don't ever have a quorum.
Right.
Something like that.
Well, as long as we don't talk business, we're good.
You just might as well post it.
Post it.
I think I'm kidding. Ms. Tillotson, anything
I
for
have
you?
nothing.
Oh, yes.
Motion to adjourn, thank you, George.
Second.
And with great thanks. All in favor say aye.
Aye.